Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
No, let me finish.
Welcome to Let Me Finish, the weekly podcast where we discuss what the hell's going on in pop culture, current events, and everything else in between.
We are your hosts. I'm Janice.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Jillian. Grab a glass of wine and let's get started. Episode 12 of Let Me Finish. I'm your host, Jillian.
I'm Janice.
I'm Stacy.
All right. So, ladies, what did y'all do this week?
Well, first and foremost, I lost my voice this week. So I think, like I said, I was under the weather last week, and I think I just needed to sit my ass down, and I didn't. So I kept going out after work every day, and then by Wednesday, I was like, wait, I don't have a voice. So it's getting better. It sounds better than yesterday, right?
Yeah, way better.
So, but yeah, I lost my voice. So needless to say, I'll be letting people finish this week because I won't be able to fight for speak time.
But you're feeling better though, right?
I feel great. I feel fine. Like, that's what I'm saying. My body, as far as like being sick, I feel fine. It's just now my voice is just in and out. And like, I feel like a adolescent boy going through pubescent ages.
Yeah.
How do you have the energy to go out after work?
So usually I don't, but the last couple of weeks I've had a couple of friends be like, I miss you. Where are you? Where have you been? I haven't got to see you. So I was like, okay. So I've been making a concerted effort to actually go hang out. And we'll just go have dinner or meet up for a drink after work. So like both nights, I'm not even going to play. Like I'm just out all night because I was like home by like 8:30.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, how do you
I would go straight there.
Oh, because
So just like happy hour.
Yeah, like we
Okay.
would just go for like with Lakin, my best friend, like, we always go on Tuesdays to meet up for a drink and we have our happy hours so we can catch up because me and Lakin worked together for like 10 years. And so that was the thing when I left my last job, she was like, we have to have a specific day that we hang out. So I do good to make sure that I don't miss our days. And then I went after work one day to hang out with my friend. And then another day I met up with another friend for dinner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good. There's a couple friends that I go out and do kind of like a girls' night.
Yeah.
And one of the ladies, she was kind of out of commission. And I was just like, damn, we're like, we need to get back to this because she's
been to fall out.
Yeah, she's been stressed, and we work together, so I get to see everything that's going on in her life. But she was out of commission for a little bit, and she's just like, once I'm back on my feet, she's like, we have to go. So we decided that there's like an escape room that is over there in Grandscape. So I guess we're gonna go over there, and there's like this pizza place that. Yeah, so I'm going to check it out and see if y'all like it. Next time it's my turn to plan girls' night, I'll probably plan a night around that.
There's this one place we still have not been to in Grandscape. Is it Puttery?
The Puttery.
Yeah, for adults.
Yeah, I want to go do that.
I mean, as soon as it starts getting warm, we have got to start like
doing.
Yeah. It's when it's cold, you're just really but when spring hits and it actually, even though this week the weather is kind of like
what is going on? This is Texas. It should be like 80 degrees already, and here we are. Like today's like 40 something.
I think that, and see, that's why I'm getting people sick because the weather, it keeps changing. One day it's warm and you're wearing shorts, and the next day
I'm so over
you're back
it.
to 30s. Like
it's the weather because my allergies have been really acting up, and I've been getting kind of a little bit more. My eczema has been flaring up a little bit more, and that usually happens when there's like big changes in weather, and so I have to adjust. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really do anything this week. I was kind of recovering because I feel like
we're shopping a little bit.
Yeah, we did. We went and got new phones. We went out to eat, because our mom's in town, so we're trying to hang with her and do all that stuff. So I'm just trying to kind of take it easy before I really things start picking back up.
Summertime, because
I'm ready.
Pick up again.
I didn't do too much this week. I have been busy because the house is almost finished. So
I'm so excited.
I know, like in 2 more weeks, we should have our keys.
Mm-hmm.
I probably won't officially move in though until mid to end of April, but I've already been buying. We bought all new furniture and everything.
I know.
And
Their storage is packed.
Storage is-
We came in the house and we're just like, what are all these
All
boxes?
these
well,
boxes
okay, so all of
and
those boxes,
fragile.
those are things that we didn't want the builder to do for us because sometimes things that you can get from the builder is limited, and I wanted a certain look, or they were upcharging it too much. So we told them like mirrors, like do not install mirrors, just give us credit for it. Light fixtures, just put like the little booty light that they, the little round little.
So by
light.
the time you go to closing and moving,
Oh,
you're
the
still
boob
gonna
lights.
have all this other stuff to do.
So we told them, give us credit. We'll get. So I've already ordered all my fixtures and everything. That's what all that stuff is. Like my chandelier, like what I wanted. They didn't even.
Who are you gonna have install everything?
Our electrician.
Okay, so
Yeah.
somebody's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Somebody separate.
I mean, so if you're building, those are certain things that don't even go through your builder. Like they upcharge everything. You can have that. It is a simple.
I think when it comes to building a house, I think the most important thing is the electrical, making sure everything's pre-wired
Wired for it.
everything, so you can swap things out real quick. So I think that's really smart that you're doing that.
Yeah, I'm not like my particular chandelier that I wanted. I just found it. I got it from Lee Lighting.
Ooh, that's just down the street from where I live. Okay.
Yeah. So it was it was delivered. So yeah, we'll just have someone come out and just swap out all the. Yeah, don't even bother upgrading those things through the builder. But anyway, so we've just been doing all that, and then we went to our house. Have y'all been there? It's like a furniture store. It's at the Galleria. We got new furniture, so that'll be all delivered to the new house.
So the exciting part though is once she's all moved into the house, like our plan is to go visual with our podcast, because we're gonna hopefully have a section of the house or a room in the house where we can kind of have a continuous recording area.
Yeah.
And then you guys get to see us.
I know y'all want to see us.
Be cute.
Seeing us is even better than hearing us.
I know. Right?
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I'm gonna have to actually dress up or at least look decent when I come to podcast instead of how I look usually.
I'm gonna put a hat on.
Right?
Oh yeah. I mean, you don't have to. I mean,
Because right now I'm like in a sweatsuit, my hair's in a bun. Like I'm chilling.
I mean, I'll put a little concealer, mascara.
We won't scare y'all.
Yeah,
on the video,
and just some nice little athleisure wear.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's as close as
We can get some merch and just
I
wear our
definitely-
merch.
We are gonna get merch. I'm excited because I know I want hats and sweatshirts.
Yeah.
For
That's-
sure.
And
that's-
t-shirts,
That's
yeah.
gonna be my outfit. A hat,
The sweatshirts for sure, and then
or
the
tank
baseball
tops like for summer.
Yeah, tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be cute. So look out for that because then once we make the merch, then we will make it available for purchase as well.
Yes, I'm excited for that too. Okay. All right. So let's real quick get into what's got me, at least me and Stacey, in a chokehold.
I said I don't have any chokehold. I guess nothing really grabbed me this week. I don't think I'm good.
Yeah. But it's going to be Power Book 2 Ghosts.
And I don't watch that.
Came
so.
back on Friday, St. Patrick's Day. And so I watched it first. As soon as I got home from work, I'm like, let me go ahead and eat my dinner real quick. I got to see what's going on. So I watched it first, and Stacey's like, we usually do our planning for our podcast on Fridays. And Stacey's like, I haven't watched it yet. I was like, girl, hurry up. She goes, okay, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to watch it. As soon as she was done, she goes, girl,
What the fuck?
what the fuck? I said,
did.
I know. I felt the same exact way when that scene came on. So because it's Sunday and it just came out on Thursday, we won't go super spoiler into it, but we'll probably discuss it again next week. But
Y'all need to start watching so we can talk about it.
if you do not watch Power, jump on that. I think Janice.
So
I'm looking
my
at you.
plan is to. I mean, there's so much stuff you guys want me to watch. I watched White Lotus. Dang.
Season 1 or season 2?
Both. I finished season 1, got through half of season 2. I'm like towards the middle of season 2.
Oh my God, girl.
But I know from everything I understand, it gets like way crazy at the second part of season 2. Yes. So I'm gonna go and finish that.
No, you need to watch Power because I feel like
Power.
If you don't watch Power, I feel like you're missing out on. Like 10 years
Culture.
from now, people are gonna be like, "You never watched Power?"
Yeah, actually, that's how I feel to this, like right now, because when I say something along the lines of, oh, I don't watch Power. People are like,
It's like
looking
you
at
don't
me
watch,
crazy.
you've never watched
You've never
Power.
watched Power.
And it's like you're missing out on something amazing.
Okay, and I've seen clips, so I know I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
Start with the original.
Yeah.
The original Power.
Yeah.
And where does it air?
It's on Stars.
Okay, so I need your login, Jill.
Yeah, I'll give you my login.
So, because I've been into Scandival, so which is my little Vanderpump Rules stuff. So y'all keep going with your Power stuff.
But yeah, so it was the episode. Like I said, the ending was like,
Wow. Actually, the first 5 minutes going in, I was just like, whoa, okay, this is how we going to start off the season. Mm-hmm. So much happened.
so much. So anyone that knows the end of the last season, Lorenzo killed Zeke.
Yes.
Which is Monet's son.
Mecca is dead.
Mecca's dead. And the DEA is really after them. And Cooper Sachs is kind of like working with the district attorney, trying to figure out how they're going to catch him because they lost. I mean, they messed up the prosecution on the original with James. And then now they messed it up with Tariq, with Braden admitting to everything with course correct being his idea. So...
And Cooper Sachs is playing both sides because he's also working with, I just say Method Man, but what's his name?
Davis McLean.
Okay. Hey, can I tell you how good he looked?
Yes.
How old is Method Man?
He's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Okay, so supposedly
playing
what
that
happened
role.
with him, because he was on a podcast and he was talking about like, he really got into his health. He has some health issues that kind of really scared him and got him into, eating healthy and working out and stuff like that. And he do be looking good.
I mean, he played the hell out of that role. He looked good in them suits. I'm like, okay. No, he looks good. And, it's Method Man. Like, he looks good. And his acting, I
was a Red Band fan myself.
I'm really impressed with his acting and stuff, too. But... Okay, but Monet, come on. She needs a little bit more effort in her acting. Come on.
No, I mean, honestly, Mary J. Blige, she's a good actress, and she's been nominated for
what?
An Oscar.
Oh, God.
Hold on, let me go back and double check. Hold on.
No.
Yeah, she has. She was nominated.
Julian's like, oh, receipt.
Yeah, let me pull up the streets real quick.
I'm not arguing with you, but then that just...
She has range.
I don't think she's the best actor when it comes to Power, but whatever.
I mean, I wouldn't say she's the most experienced actress, but she is Monet.
I mean,
she does a really good job. Like, I could not imagine anyone else being Monet.
She doesn't have to really try.
What do you mean?
I feel like she doesn't bring much. She just, I don't know. But my favorite Power woman character is on the other book. What's her name?
You're talking about book 3, Raising Kanan. That her name is Patina Miller.
Yes.
Well, Patina Miller has been acting. She actually went to school for acting.
Yeah, she's a real actress.
She's actually she's done work on Broadway, and she's actually, and she was on a show.
And
like,
it shows. So when I compare her playing the similar role to like what Monet is, I'm like,
and that's I
Mary Jane
would never compare the two, simply because Patina Miller, her acting credits are way bigger than Mary J. Blige. Yeah. Mary J. Blige, at the end of the day, what we know her from is from her music, and so acting has been later on. And
I'm not a big fan of her. I guess that's why I'm always talking.
Okay. She has smaller roles, and so I wouldn't compare the two. That's not fair.
She's still trying to find this whole Oscar thing. You're not going to find it, girl.
She wasn't. Hold on. She was nominated for something.
Not an Oscar.
But yeah,
she just hates to be wrong.
No, she was. Hold on, let me look up her awards.
Looking. I'll just tell y'all this about Power. So y'all need to catch up, start watching it, because we're going to discuss it every Sunday. And I'm telling you, the first episode, it is worth it. Oh, look at her face.
Yeah,
she found it.
Nominated for 2 Oscars.
For what?
Let me see what she was nominated for.
This?
I think she was nominated for a movie called
Mary
Mudbound.
J. Blige.
Hold on.
Janice, where have you been this whole conversation?
Oh, yeah, no.
You zoned out?
Checked out.
I was we're gonna.
So she was nominated for 2 Oscars.
Was it for her music?
Girl, I hope.
No, I don't
you know
think
you
so.
can get Oscar for
That,
your
yeah.
music.
She was nominated. Yeah, she was a nominee
soundtracks.
for Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role.
For what movie?
I've never heard it.
Mudbound.
Never heard of it.
I knew it. Yeah, Mudbound.
Okay, this girl likes to be right.
Okay.
Jillian likes to be
Well,
right.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
Anyway,
so going forward, we are
we'll
going
have
to.
spoiler alerts on
Yeah.
that, so people will know when to listen.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
Oh, y'all! I wish
we're
I
giving
wish we
y'all
had our
1 week.
cameras on right now because these two are really going at it with their little head and hand motions.
Jillian bossed it up
They're
right
having
now.
a whole argument. We're gonna take a break.
Okay, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. All right, so this week we decided we're going to talk about Black Chyna removing her butt fillers,
Yes,
breast implants, and then she also had fillers in her face. I guess she went in.
Well, she
and got-
reduced her breast size. She didn't. She still has implants.
she has implants are just.
just reduced, smaller.
Well, at this point, she probably would have to go to a smaller size because
Yeah.
she's had them stretched out for so long.
She went smaller.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So we saw that she decided to go ahead and do that, and that got us talking about body image and what that means for women in particular. I'm sure body image affects men too, but we're 3 women, so we're going to discuss it from the women's point of view. And then also as African American women, how body image, how white women are the beauty standard. Whatever is on a white woman seems to be the beauty standards, even though when it's on us, it's considered ghetto or whatever.
Extra.
Yeah.
Or
Too much.
really seen as in derogatory terms. So we decided how that affects us and how we can move through society and still have our confidence and stuff like that. So we just wanted to discuss that real quick. Me personally, I'm really happy for Black Chyna because I feel like
Angela
Yeah.
White.
Just getting back to Angela.
I'm sorry. Okay, Angela. I'm really happy for her because I always tell people I think she didn't get it for her own personal reasons. So if you've had plastic surgery and you did it for your own personal reasons and you're happy with the results and it was about how you feel about yourself, perfect. But if you're doing it for someone else, I feel eventually you will become unhappy again because it was done for external reasons other than satisfying something that you feel like, okay, I want to change this about myself because this is how I feel like I would be the most beautiful, not necessarily what outside forces
Or what's
are saying.
trending right now.
Exactly. So I'm really happy for her because I think for her the past couple of years have been really difficult for her.
Yeah.
She
but-
also closed out her OnlyFans.
Yes, she did.
Because she does have kids. She has
Turning
a
over her
son
Two.
and a
Yeah.
daughter. And her son's getting older. And she said that what she said was with the OnlyFans, it was leading her nowhere good. So she needed to let that go.
She said that was an endless side hustle is how she described it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm happy for her. So I feel like she, like I said, I don't fool with the Kardashians. I think once she got sucked into their orbit, I think it kind of screwed with her a little bit. With everything with Tyga and then jumping to, and then
she's
her
had-
getting with Rob and then the TV
She's had a
show.
pretty tumultuous past before the Kardashians as well.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
it became more public.
So
What
everything
she-
is more public when you're dealing with the
she got-
Kardashians.
she
Period.
was friends with Kim, before
Right,
Kim's little
long before.
sister took her man. Like, her and Kim were, like, really good friends.
Took her man at 15. But the one thing I will say about Black Chyna or Angela now is, I feel like she did what she did to her body, not necessarily for other people. I feel like she was looking for herself, trying to find herself at that time. And she was in that type of lifestyle, right?
Right.
Because she was messing with, Tyga at pretty young.
I mean, she was a stripper, so.
Right, she was a stripper. She was like a high profile stripper.
Yeah.
So she was stripping for celebrities.
Yeah.
And I think I think anybody in the Hollywood, limelight, LA lifestyle, I think it's just that's kind of what you fall into.
Yeah, but I want to add I have a couple. Well, I have a lot of thoughts about this situation.
But I'm proud of her too.
I am proud of her. So for me, this is where I want to start off by saying, so Black women, we have always had the bigger butts, fuller lips, and I remember back in the day where we were like looked upon, we have curvier bodies, and we were looked upon as just being fat. We were considered ugly because of our lips and stuff. But I find it funny how when this whole craze came about where everyone wanted to have BBLs, or lip injections are a huge thing. And then like when the Kardashians did it, when Kim had her butt done, I don't care what she says about her butt being real, it's not. She definitely had her butt done.
She definitely had enhancements.
When she came out with the big
real.
butt and they
100%.
all have their injections and everything, they were looked upon as the standard of beauty, right?
The new standard.
The new standard of beauty, which Black women, we've always kind of had this. But then when the Kardashians do it, it's just amplified, and now this is what's considered beautiful. So everyone's running out, getting all this stuff done. I mean, Black women too, we're out there trying to chase this perfect body, like what, Kim was showing. And then now I think the tide has changed a bit, and I've noticed the Kardashians are now back on their little skinny trend. So now the whole thing is like being super skinny. They had their butts reduced and everything like that. So I don't know if Black Chyna is just now trying to follow the trend again too. I'm hoping that she's doing it for the reasons that she says she's doing
honestly
it.
think it's because of her getting a little bit more outside of the limelight. And I think it's a little bit for attention too, don't get me wrong, because she lost a lot of that attention when she kind of stopped messing with the Kardashians a lot.
So do you think the reason now why the Kardashians are changing now, going back to being super skinny and not with the BBLs and all that, you think they're doing it because of what? Because they're, are they just
think it's a lot
tired of it now?
No, I think what it is that they want to be on the cutting edge.
Okay.
And now
everyone's
getting it.
And it was it's no longer
unique. Everyone, I mean, people are
going out the country to get these BBLs and stuff. Yeah. So it's no longer a thing to want.
To me, the Kardashians actually set the tone. Literally, like they're American royalty.
So now
people look to them.
So I think what happened is that they were doing things that was unattainable to the regular average person. And now, I mean,
everyone can obtain
people are like, unless you're anyone middle class and up, really, honestly, if you save enough, you're able to get those things that they were getting. Yeah. And so I think for them, they're like, well, everyone's doing it, so now we're no longer unique and it's not marketable. And since everyone wants to obtain it, they get it, and now they're not this unattainable symbol.
Do you think it was that calculated though?
I think they're over it because everyone has a BBL now.
Like they sat it together and was like, well, what can we do next? What can be the next big thing? Well, everybody's doing what we're doing, so let's stop doing it.
Yeah, I think they're over it.
Well, they started doing those shots.
No, I think
allegedly.
Well, I think, it's a big thing in Hollywood, and I think it's all of a sudden everybody's melting away.
No. I think what happened was, first of all, everything that the Kardashians do is calculated.
Yeah, that's true.
And that comes from Kris. Every move they make, every post, everything is calculated. There is, even though they have a reality television, there is nothing real about them on that show. Be fucking for real.
This Kim is a person who
I don't
any picture that
I don't agree with that.
No,
everything is staged. Nothing makes it on that show that they have not approved.
That is true.
I know that. I just think that that's what you see as a good idea of who they are.
No,
I really do.
No.
They're too much in the limelight. So when are they ever authentic then? Never?
I don't think so. I don't even think they know their real selves. Honestly, everything is
they're very calculated.
For somebody who has admitted to not viewing or watching them or looking at their social media.
It's not that I've never seen their show.
How do you feel like they don't know who they are?
I feel like everything that you see, I'm not saying they don't know who they are, but everything that you see,
they want you to see.
No, the way they want you to see, whether it's on their show, their social media.
I think that's anybody that's a celebrity. Put out there what you want the world to see.
They're putting out something to sell. They're trying to sell you something. Everything's calculated towards selling a product.
Do think that.
So here's the thing. Remember, they have full control over their reality show and everything. It's called The Kardashians. They're no longer with E! Or anything that you see on that Hulu show, The Kardashians, is what they all approved of. Every edited clip. So even if it makes them look negative, in a sense,
any person,
it's very much calculated.
Any person that's an influencer or in any type of spotlight, it's calculated.
Yes.
And you
yes.
you
To-
put out there what you want
To
out
an extent.
there.
Yes.
Remember, a lot of these reality shows, the directing and all that kind of stuff, they are just
They don't have any
they
control.
don't have control over that, and they'll even tell you, well, the producers edited it that way. That's not what really happened. Remember, with the Kardashians, there's none of that.
They are the producers.
producer. They are the editor. That is theirs. So anything that you see anywhere about the Kardashians, that's what they allowed to be put out.
Yeah, I know that,
They
but
have
I'm saying,
complete
like,
control.
as far as like as much of their life that has been out there and all the very unflattering parts of the media that have come out about them, I think that
Girl, that is all of that, everything. Even if you see
I don't
those,
think they can
those
control
popper-
somebody like
no,
Tristan.
no.
Tristan is not controllable.
But do you know-
the things that he has done
But wait.
to that family?
Well,
I don't think they could control
but
that.
here's the
No,
thing.
at all.
they're but how they handle that situation is totally controlled by them.
PR. It's
But
called
here's
PR.
the thing with
It's called PR.
But Janice,
No, but
Janice, did you watch the episode where they were actually they knew about Tristan's stuff, but they were notified. Like before anything breaks, the Kardashians are
But
notified
do you really
ahead
think
of
that
time.
that's the image that they wanted out there?
No,
they
but
can't
they were
control
able
that.
to before it hit us. They were already aware of it and able to already have their narrative ready to
Yes,
go.
absolutely.
Their narrative was
TMZ.
very good.
Yes.
Well, because there's only so much you can hide. You can't.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, so to me, for saying that, like, basically, like, nothing is real.
No,
I'm like,
I'm not saying
even-
that's
that.
exactly what
I'm
you
not
said.
saying
Nothing
that.
is real. I'm like, it has to be. Like, what do you mean?
No, it's not. Because even when they were talking about those Candace and those paparazzi shoots, they paid them to be there. They
I'm not
tell them, I'm
talking
going to
about
be
that.
here at
I'm
this
not-
time, boom, boom, boom.
Everybody pays paparazzi to come.
not
take
everybody.
pictures.
You know what
Girl.
came out about Kim? You remember that whole thing that happened where she was somewhere and they threw flour on her or something?
Yeah, that was.
They said that whole
She staged that.
She staged that.
I definitely think that they stage stuff. I think a lot of celebrity stage stuff. Again, what I'm saying is the things that have happened, the Scott stuff that happened in the past, the Lamar stuff.
Yeah, that really happened.
The Tristan stuff, the Kanye stuff. None of that was in their control, but
No.
they figured out how they want it to be viewed by the world for sure.
Yeah.
But
as
that's
far
how
as what
anybody
happened
in
with
an
Kanye,
influential life. Can I
but
just finish your sentence?
okay, go ahead.
God, can you let her finish?
Let me finish. I don't have a voice this week.
You can barely talk, girl.
I know. That's why I'm like, what I'm saying is for you to say that they're completely fake or like nothing is real. I'm like, there's too much of their lives that are exposed for everything to be
Okay,
fake.
maybe what she meant to say, they're calculated.
I believe that.
But can we get back to the whole body image situation?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so what I was trying to say about this whole thing. So now I guess this whole BBL trend and whatever is over. And now women are getting back to like just wanting to be skinny. So I've been hearing about, of course, everyone's been talking about these weight loss injections that supposedly that they're doing.
What is that exactly? Because
Ozempic and Mounjaro, they're shots for people who are diabetic.
But they've been approved for weight loss.
now people are just doing it.
yeah, it's
Normally?
you can have off-label use,
yeah.
and that's what people are using it for is
How do people
off-label.
get it? Okay, I don't need to know. I don't need to know.
So
Their doctor has to
I-
prescribe it for them.
I guess what I was trying to say, it's just funny how you let people or a family determine what is the standard of beauty when I think beauty comes
Yeah.
from within and should be, for who you are. And now I'm not opposed to plastic surgery or getting work done or any of that kind of stuff. But for me, I feel like the reason to do these things is because it's like Jillian had said, you're doing it because you want to do it, but not because society says this is how you're supposed to look. Because I think as a people, we'll never get anywhere if we're just always letting society control the narrative of what is beauty and what's not, right? So, and there's way more to it too than just your external appearance also. And I do believe the Kardashians were very like superficial. Like,
Well, one thing I'll say is I did not notice because you guys both were the ones telling me like they're getting super skinny now. They
Yeah.
lost their asses. I was like, huh?
yeah.
And I went to their pages and I was like, oh,
Have you seen Chloe?
They do look a lot smaller. Even Kylie.
Yes, Kylie has
I was
slimmed
like,
down too.
oh my gosh.
So apparently that's what everyone's saying now. The new thing is
It's like in the last year too.
yeah, they're saying the new thing now. It's not just the Kardashians. Like I was even the Real Housewives of OC. There was like a big thing about Kyle. I don't know if y'all watched that one. Is that the OC?
I saw something like
They're
that.
saying that she's skinny too, and like all
I saw that she like did something to her face or took something out of.
everyone's going super skinny, which I don't know, y'all. I can't.
Yeah, because I think that's like the new
That's the
trend.
new
Like I
trend.
said, because when it's the new trend because everyone's doing it. So once everyone's doing it, then they're over it. It's just like they wanna be on like exclusive
That's true.
stuff.
I mean,
I think that's what motivates them. And then when it comes to losing weight, it is such a struggle for most people to
the
lose
average
weight.
person, yeah.
For the average person, as far as these celebrities with a lot of money, you can go get the drugs, you can go get the plastic
Hire a
surgery,
chef.
Well, like I
hire a
said,
chef, a personal
trainer.
trainer.
when we were talking about this on Friday, my whole thing is their body image is unattainable for the normal person, right? Because all they do, their job is to look good or to
Right.
look a certain way.
Right.
So if your job is to get on Instagram or record this or do this photo shoot or record this show, and your whole point is to look good, you have a personal chef. You literally work out 2-3 times a day.
Right.
You
Have a stylist.
you have
makeup
a stylist,
artist.
a makeup
Yeah.
artist, somebody who walks around just fluffing you up. So that's when we talk about like social media influence on like your image. You have to understand like it's so fake. Even
Yeah.
like us today, like normal people. We were when we were at Dale's thing and I showed you guys the filter on TikTok and it's called Bold Glamour.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like even like filters like that, it makes you
It
like
really
how do
makes
I
you question
how do I
yourself.
look like this all the time? And it's just like you cannot,
'Cause
it's not real.
For me, like I love a good filter, and if you look at my Instagram, I pretty much always have a filter on, and
I try to mix it up. I try not to have all filter pictures.
for whatever reason, I'll take I do have regular pictures in my phone that don't have filters, but for the most part, if I'm posting on Instagram, there's some type of filter. Even the camera on like Snapchat and Instagram, even just the regular camera still looks better than if you were just not using the one in the app. And it can affect you, right? Because for me, as I've gotten older, I'm more strong-minded and I try not to look at all that. But yes, I do look at the Kardashians or other influencers and I look at them and I'm like, wow, they look good.
yeah,
And
yeah. I mean,
also
they do
with
look
them
good.
being in their 40s, like Kim is in her 40s and stuff, and so is Courtney, and I'm in my 40s, I feel like I'm in my 40s. I should probably look like them, but I mean,
That's
it's almost
unattainable.
impossible. So,
But then you turn around and you see someone like Courtney, who's a little bit more natural, and she's getting fat shamed left and right, and the girl is not fat.
and she's not fat at
like
all.
Yeah.
not even close. And you guys keep saying, "Oh, she's pregnant. Oh, she looks big. Oh, she's putting on a lot of weight."
Oh yeah, because people were talking because she's saying that that's the effects of
Of
her
her
It was the
IVF.
IVF.
her IVF.
Right.
And it's weird because I think the only one that's like super skinny and is not like is Kendall.
Is Kendall, right.
And I think she's like that for her job, not necessarily if her, because she's a legit supermodel. So I think for her, it's a little different than with her sisters, which y'all are Instagram models.
Right.
So-
she's a real model.
Yeah, she's a real one. And then as opposed to.
But even
the-
that body type is so unattainable.
Very, because I'm like, this girl really be like skinny and like toned, and people be comparing quote unquote they call them the reality TV like versus like they call them real supermodels. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe it's a little bit of difference, but I'm just like, is there really that big of a difference between people who they feel like, oh, you just got this job because you're well known versus someone who actually worked their way up to being a model?
Well, I saw one time where they compared Kylie and Kendall, and like Kylie's the Instagram model, right? The
Yeah.
influencer model, the big butt, the big boobs, the face fillers, all of that, the extra. And then Kendall's like the elegant, the skinny, the
She's
petite,
the
fluff.
yeah, she's the what do you call it?
But I prefer
the fashion model.
I prefer Kylie over Kendall.
Yeah, but
I prefer her body type.
I think
over
that's with any kind of model, because you have the runway models versus the magazine models,
Yeah, like
or
cover shoots or
cover shoot models. I mean, there's a big difference. There's different models for different things. So someone who's on the cover of Vogue is going to be different than someone who's on the cover of a men's magazine, like you know, stuff like that. So it just depends. And I think this is my thing. I know I'm never going to look like the Kardashians, but I feel like out there's someone who you can emulate, who has the same body type as you, and be like, I just want to be, my goal is, and I've been trying to this year, even though I haven't really been plugging into it, is to be the healthiest and the strongest I can be. Not necessarily the thinnest, because I think right now, once you take care of your health and focus on being stronger,
that kind of stuff
all that other stuff follows. So I feel like, okay, well, I have a very sedentary job, so I'm always sitting. So I'm like, okay, well, after lunch, I'm gonna walk for 30 minutes. And that improves your health. And unfortunately, my Pilates class, my teacher had appendicitis and had to have it removed, so this last session got canceled, and I'm going to start up at the end of this month. I'm like, towards like the past couple weeks, I'm like, I really missed that class, because I feel like I was getting better at those classes.
You felt stronger, more confident.
Yes, absolutely.
When I work out and it's a regular thing, I just feel better in general. I get up in the morning with more of a pep in my step, for sure.
And I want to say, for me also, it's about being the best version of myself, not so much being skinny. I just want to be healthy, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, okay, so diabetes runs in my family. So my mom's diabetic. So I know I'm getting older. I have to like be real conscious of that. So it's more than just about being skinny. I don't want to be skinny. I just want to be healthy and feel good, and, be able to just do what I want to do and not have to be like, oh, I can't do this because my knees hurt or just whatever. I just want to be, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I have to start thinking Go ahead.
I think with the because I see things on things like TikTok where people are like, oh, people are always talking about working out and losing weight. Like, forget that. Leave that alone. Just live your best life. Fuel your body. But then these are the same people I see where I'm like, yeah, I get that. Be happy with who you are, but also if you gain 40 pounds in a year, that's not good.
That's not healthy.
That's
either.
Very unhealthy for your body.
And you can feel
too.
that.
Yeah,
you can definitely feel that.
Because I have this one girl I follow, and I actually like her, but since the time I started following her until now, she's been talking about body image and loving her body. But I've seen her body get bigger, and substantially bigger considering how many years it's been. So I'm like, well, you still need to take care of your body. And that means eating right, working out. It doesn't have to be an obsessive thing to where you work out only to lose weight. Working out is to feel better. Like I said, I pep in my step when I work out. I feel better. You have more energy. It's like it's scientific fact.
Yeah.
That you fuel your body when you work out.
And when you eat healthy, your body, if you just eat processed foods, there's times where we eat out a lot sometimes.
Nobody's saying limit your
and then
eating,
we're just like, guys, we've ate out all week. Let's cook a meal at home. You definitely
what you put
feel
in your body
difference.
is important.
It is.
And things like you just said with your knees.
Yeah.
Like as you get older, if you don't use your body wears down.
It will. And I'm trying to, I want to be here for a long time. I'm looking forward to having grandkids. I want to be able to just have fun and run around and be like,
right.
You
don't want to be stuck in a bed
I don't.
at 65.
No.
Exactly.
Our mom.
I mean, that's years away.
So long. But even I look at our mom, and she's, obviously in her older age, but she's running around.
She's living her best life.
She's living her best life.
Yeah.
And it's because she was a nurse. She was always walking and
on
active
her feet all day
and working. So she never, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're in bed half the day and then not working out and then just eating processed foods, then you will start to feel the residual effects of that.
You feel it. And honestly, I've been in that place. Like I said, since I started my workout class, you can feel it not just physically but mentally.
Yes.
Mentally.
It helps your mental.
The way I describe it, and I've discussed this before, I've had issues with anxiety and depression before. it's like almost like a fog is over your mind, and you feel like sluggish, like it's almost like you're moving through molasses, and that stuff helps you, and whatever you put in your body and the energy you expend. I always tell people, you have to worry about your mental health, your emotional health, and then also your physical health. I think those are the 3 pillars that you have to be focused on that. So that means that I do not let people stress me out. The older I've gotten, I'm just like, no, absolutely not. And I don't put up with as much crap as I did. Like, my previous job before I had this one, I was so unhappy, but because I was comfortable, I put up with the unhappiness. When I switched over to my new job, I'm just like, why did I stay there so long?
Yeah.
Why, I'm just like, and then when I switched over to this new position, I kind of had gotten burnt out working customer service I was at a bank, but I was working customer service, but I got burnt out on that. And then
customer service is rough.
Yeah, it is.
I could not do that.
It's very rough. And
my
then
attitude is too bad.
For it to be long term.
Yeah, it was. And I did that for a really long time. And then when I switched over to collections, I'm just like, yeah, it was time. And when that opportunity came up, I'm like, I'm going for that. I want that.
So one thing I will say with work is I've always been a person where I need a new challenge. Because once I kind of master something, or I wouldn't say, I say master, but maybe I don't master it, but I feel like I have. Like I get bored. And since I've been little, if I'm bored, that's when I get in trouble. So I have to I've always been like the kind of person, well, what's next? What else can I do? Let me try this.
Yeah, I think yes, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And for me, because I just did my yearly review, I feel like, no, I want new challenges. I feel like I could expand more. And even in my own current position, I'm like, I feel like I could take on more responsibilities, and that helps with that. When you're learning new skills, it helps you mentally. And so, it does. I talked with Stacey. I'm like, I feel like I want to get more involved in the community, which means I wanted to see if there was other volunteer opportunities I can. Yeah. And then, with the big election coming up, 2024,
you should volunteer for that.
I've been looking at volunteering for the Democratic Party and see if I can do phone banking or even stuffing letters. I wouldn't go to house. I can do that,
but you could also go to the polling booths are always looking for volunteers for people to do that kind of stuff.
I mean, that's something that I'm just like, I'd have to see, because there's one of those things where it's mostly retired people because they have all day to do that. I have still 9-to-5 job. I mean, I guess if you're in school, I mean, I guess it could work for you, but when you have a 9-to-5, I don't know how that works. I mean, I could work on the weekends, but I couldn't work during the week.
But definitely, I think overall it's mind, body, and soul. You really do have to the 3
connect
pillars.
The 3.
Yeah. And I said, I think what you fuel your body with, and working out. So you don't want to necessarily go as far as, well, let me look at social media and see what the Kardashians look like, because like we were saying earlier, I do feel so sadly, I feel like the Kardashians are literally American royalty.
Yeah.
And people do look at that family as a source for what is in, what you should look like, which is ridiculous.
Especially, I think one of the reunions, Kylie was talking about the whole reason why she got lip fillers in the first place is because somebody commented on her lips and she got depressed about it. Mm-hmm. She built an empire around someone making her feel insecurity.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I thought, we've discussed this before. Her mother's first reaction be like, we should name a lip kit after him because he helped you build this empire. I'm just like, your daughter just admitted this deep insecurity based off what someone said, and be like, no, Kylie, there's nothing wrong with you. Her instinct was, how do we monetize this? And I thought that was girl, you are literally pimping out your kids.
I mean, I'm not mad at it.
I mean, like I said, I'm just like, if that was my mother, I would
have a pretty nice life for her kids.
How do you think it's going to be because I already see the same thing happening now with the grandkids.
Yes.
If you look at North's TikTok, I mean,
they're already advertising.
Yeah.
They're already doing it for the next generation.
She's always on TikTok. She had Ice Spice on her TikTok the other day.
Mm-hmm. I saw that. Yeah.
And they're now mastering the new social media TikTok through the kids.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
another platform that they're taking over.
Yeah.
But through their kids. One person I wanted to actually speak about when we're talking about like body image and how it can be so influenced is Mindy Kaling.
I think it's Kaling.
Kaling. I love her. She used to have that show, The Mindy Project.
Yes.
I absolutely adored her in that show because I really feel like that show really does embody being a single, strong female who embraces yourself as who exactly you are. The character Mindy Lahiri is just so 100% authentically herself. And I love that about the show. And I love that a lot of that parlayed into her real life as far as how she presented herself to the world, to Hollywood. And now I see her and I'm like, where did she go?
Everyone's talking about
She
how
is
she
so-
fell into the whole.
So
Yeah.
skinny. I remember one time Jillian said, find that person that you can look at and say, this is
she was
closer
your
to my
person?
body image. This is closer to what I want to act like or look like. And to me, Mindy Kaling was one of them. And Laura London. I actually really thought Laura London was one of those thicker girls in Hollywood that she always had a little belly. She never cared. She never was like, let me go take these bikini models photos. She was just herself. It was those two. So just seeing, and then even I know Laura London gained quite a bit of weight after Nipsey Hussle died, and I know she's losing a little bit of it now. But I think for her, it's just for herself.
Yeah.
For Mindy, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but
People
I know
were saying
she
that
needs to stop.
people were saying that she fell
It's
into
too
the whole
much. You can
influence
see
thing
her.
too, and-
Now I can see your rib cage.
Yeah,
It's
they were
getting too
saying
much.
people were
she might have
upset
just
about it and feel the
felt-
same way you feel, saying that was also, they just can't believe that she did that because they looked up to her.
And I want her to be happy.
Yeah.
And I want her to do with her body what she wants to do with it. I just hope she's not losing all this weight for anybody but herself. And I think at this point, girl, you look good. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that she just fell to the pressure because
That's what people were saying.
a lot of people in Hollywood saying that, hey, I end up doing this because they were saying like, hey, you need to do XYZ to get this role or do
And
this.
it could
this.
be like her
So it could
agent
be
or
that-
something.
Yeah, it could
her
be that
managers.
her manager's pursuing, hey, you'd have more opportunities if you did XYZ. And I think that
She has such a successful
But you know what?
career,
You know what,
though.
guys? Before we even sit there and say this, I really hate to speak on people now when I see them losing weight and getting super skinny because I remember when Chadwick Boseman, when he had gotten so skinny and people were just
That's
like,
true.
what is like, why?
That's true.
People were talking trash
really
about
don't
him.
know.
And then all of a sudden you find out that he passed from cancer and no one even knew.
Right,
so
right.
I
That's
always
true.
hesitate a little bit now when because I saw the whole Mindy thing and people were talking about it, but then I'm like, I just hope that it's
And
nothing.
don't get me wrong.
Nothing
Yeah, there could be
medically
many
wrong.
different reasons
Yeah.
why.
And that's very, very true. That's a
Yeah.
good point. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, I don't know what's going on, and I don't think she looks bad. I'm just
Yeah,
I just hope
Yeah.
she's not losing that much weight for anybody but herself.
But herself. Yeah. And I hope nothing's wrong with her medically
And-
either.
exactly.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. That was really sad with Chadwick. I really honestly thought he was losing weight for a role. That was
too.
the first
I
thing that
thought it
popped
was
in
a
my
role,
head. And
but
like,
then
That's what I
people were
thought.
laughing at him, making fun of him, and then it was just so sad. Like you just don't know what's going on with people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they were trying to call him a crackhead and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Yeah.
And then he was gone. Oh,
Yeah.
R.I.P. Chad.
Yeah, very few celebrities that died. I'm just like, I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. It's moving on. But Chadwick, that one, yeah, I was really
was-
sad about that.
It was just so sudden, and it was so sad of how it all transpired because of him like really keeping it to himself.
Yeah, and I
And
think
struggling with it by himself.
struggling by himself, and I felt like, damn, like I think he was just elevating his career just to. I think
was
for
King
me,
T'Challa.
yeah, I feel like his career was just
On the
skyrocketing.
rise.
It was
Yeah.
skyrocketing, and I'm just like, wow, but I'm glad he was able to kind of feel some of the success and get some of his flowers before he passed away. So,
Yeah.
His flower. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
so. And speaking of flowers, we love you, Angela Bassett. You should have won that Oscar, but whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jillian. I mean, everybody. Yeah, her face. Did you see her face when?
Yes.
It?
Yeah.
She looks a little like.
Yeah, and she has a right to be
Can
disappointed.
you blame her? She should have gotten. I mean,
think she wouldn't have made that face if
I think at the height of Angela Bassett's career, they really were not celebrating Black women.
I know,
like
but
that.
my favorite movie with her is What's Love Got to Do with It.
Everybody
That
loves
movie-
that.
Oh my!
Everyone can quote
I know
that movie.
word.
Girl.
Like I don't watch a lot of movies over and over and over again, but that is one movie I know all the words. That is my movie.
My favorite part when she running across that street.
Yeah.
Just, like she's just trying to get away, bitch.
My favorite part is when she's in the booth and she goes, I know the lyrics, Ike.
I wrote it. Oh, nut bush.
Oh, girl, that whole movie is oh my
man.
god,
Quotable from-
it's some good cake in it. It's some good cake. Have some cake.
Deserved,
I don't want no
anime.
cake
She
in it. I
deserved
don't want
it.
no cake, Ike.
She deserved an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She should have.
People sleep
And it's
on
like
her.
one of those things where, like I said, I think even like when Denzel Washington won his Oscar and the movie he run it for,
I know.
he didn't win it for that movie. They really wanted to give him for her. It's just like I think it's
He
just
should
the
have won for
timing.
Malcolm X. Yeah.
I think it's the
Yeah.
timing, and so I think just unfortunately sometimes the timing's just not right when it
Yeah.
comes. Look at Leonardo DiCaprio.
I know.
I
So
know.
you know what I mean? He has made the most amazing body
So
of work.
many
and he
movies.
just got an Oscar.
Yeah.
That
and
is
he's had
true.
so many movies that have warranted him winning.
Absolutely. But yeah, we were discussing that. So just
We just
wanted to
get
kind of
all
clarify.
off topic, and it's just so
That's
random.
okay.
But
I
yeah,
know.
But I think so just in closing, I think the point that we wanted to make and what we had discussed was when it comes to body image, I think we sometimes try to emulate people who we see in social media or in magazines or whatever, not knowing that those people don't even look like that in real life. And I think for our own mental health and emotional health, we need to step away from that and really just focus on being the best version of yourself, whatever that is, whatever you feel that is. I think we should just focus on ourselves, not necessarily what other people look like or what other people's journeys are. So for me, I'm focusing on me and not no one else. I mean, I have goals and I feel like, one day maybe I could look like that, but it's not the end all be all for me.
Okay, and for me, I feel like, well, I am proud of Angela White for doing what she's done. Hopefully she's doing it, for the reasons that she says, but she says that she's a different person now. She's getting back to who she truly is. And she's also focusing on her kids because she does have kids and she didn't want the OnlyFans to be, I guess, all that she's known for, because there's so much more to her than that. And I am proud of her. And for me, it's also learning to not get so caught up, because I'm that person. I'm very big on looks and stuff like that too. So I'm always having to tell myself, you don't have to look like that. That's not even, because no matter how good or perfect you think someone looks, they themselves are also dealing with things and, stuff. They have their own issues as well too. So just try to just be the best version of yourself or who you can be. So for me, I'm just trying to be the best me that I can be.
That's Stacey.
Yeah. So
For sure.
I get caught up in all that stuff too, and I have to walk it back all the time and talk to myself and say, Stacey, leave it alone.
Right.
Janice?
Yeah, and just for me, I think it's just, changes. Like we all have different stages in our life where we want to look this way or that way. So I think just realizing that just because you want to look this way this week or this month or this year, it could be something different next year. So just, I think, like Jillian said, those 3 pillars are just the most important thing, focusing on your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health, just really makes you a more well-rounded person. And don't do it for anybody else. Do it for yourself. Always put what you want in the forefront and don't worry about what other people look like, because look what happened with Black Chyna.
Yeah.
Look what happened with Angela. She literally went through all these years of surgeries and I want to look this way. And now she completely is
Just to
changing
reverse
up.
it.
Yeah. So you just never know. So make sure whatever decisions you're making for yourself.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong if you choose to do these things, because
There is nothing
I'm gonna get
wrong.
me some Botox.
Because I can't lie and say I might not ever get a little tuck here and tuck there, and I probably will get Botox
It's
eventually.
time for my Botox.
But I know-
appointment. Do y'all not see all these lines?
girl. Stop. But I know eventually when I do it, it will be because Janice wants to do it. Not because I want to look like
I'm getting Botox because I want to do it, y'all.
I'm not doing it for anybody else but Janice.
Exactly. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Once again, if you guys have any ideas as far as any topics you want us to talk about, feel free to email us, drop a comment on our social medias. We love hearing from you guys. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye, guys.
Thank you for listening today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the platform you're listening on, and leave us a review.
We want to support local businesses, so if you'd like us to shout out your business, or if you have a topic suggestion, or even questions for our QA section, we want to hear from you. So reach out to us at letmefinish@gmail.com.
You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Let Me Finish. Don't forget that the E in me is the number 3. You can find me at New Jillian Who Dis on Instagram. Stacy, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Mrs. Cams01. I'm also on TikTok, Mrs. Cams01, MRSKAMS01.
And Janice, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Uniquely Janice, and Facebook and TikTok, I'm just Janice Housen.
Okay. See you next week.
See you next week.
See you guys then.